Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off. $1 million worth of game. Can't feel that I work too hard. Poetry on these songs. What's good? It's your boy Dope Boy Diesel back in the Doja Room. I had to jump in here for some breaking news because it seems like we're getting some updates here on the Tory Lanez situation, and I just think this is completely crazy. So I want to get into this because, first of all, I think it's more important that we look at this statement right here before anything else. Before anything else, we got to look at this because this statement is completely crazy to me, and it just shows, that there was just a disregard for, making sure the person who actually caused the Megan Thee Stallion this pain, who actually shot her, you thought there was a actual, a real fight to bring that person to justice. So in Megan Thee Stallion's attorney, Alex Spiro, has released the following statement to XXL about Tory Lanez attorney now claiming to have evidence that proves Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Kelsey Harris. It says Tory Lanez was tried and convicted by a jury of his peers, and his case was properly adjudicated through the court system. This is not a political matter. This is a case of violent assault that was resolved in the court of law. Basically, what I got from that, what she's saying, in my eyes, but like I said, this is what I'm getting from it, is, hey, only thing we did was leave it up to the jury, and the jury made their decision. Now, it looks like this statement was a little bit altered, unless it does say that. It says, Tory Lanez was tried and convicted by a jury of his peers. And when you say shit like that, and it's like, it's just like, well, this is just business. It sounds to me a lot like, well, we put our case together, we did our job, and they did theirs, and at the end of the day, the jury went with what we presented. There's nothing I can do about that. Now, in all fairness, there is nothing that she can do about that. At the end of the day, Alex Spiro was only doing her job. I believe she is a girl. But when we look at Megan Thee Stallion, when we look at Desiree Perez, when we look at Rock Nation as a whole, and even now with what's going on with DDG, you have to start asking yourself a deeper question, and it makes you wonder what's really going on with these cases. What's really going on with these people behind these cases? What are you guys ignoring and overlooking, and why is it that Tory is being the fall guy in all of this? Now, I want to get to the exact video that they dropped earlier today, which is, I believe, Tory's legal team basically coming out and making statements about the new evidence that's come forth. So let's get into that real quick.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun She fired it 3 times. Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
So yeah, that's the update going on right now. Basically, this is not the not the bodyguard that was in the car that night, but the personal bodyguard of Kelsey, who's coming forth just from hearing her. I'm guessing talking about the situation and you kind of being casual about it, and then you also have the evidence of there not being any of his DNA on the gun or any of the gunshot residue on him. And, like her bodyguard said, the only thing Tory did was knock the gun out of her hand. So this is what we were kind of already suspecting that happened. And for it to take this long for this stuff to come out, first of all, shame on whoever had this information, or the bodyguard, whoever. Shame on these people for sitting here this long, and it takes Tory Lanez getting stabbed 14 times until somebody comes forth and says, okay, look, hey, whatever's going on here is wrong. Whatever is going on here is, it's fucked up. Which we all know. We all know this. We all know this is a fucked up situation. So for it to be taken to this level, and for Megan Thee Stallion to be able to be out here living her best life, knowing at this point, we all know she was a fucking liar. At this point, why you were continuing to push the lie? And then on top of that, you have so many people, I'm telling you, so many people, they don't want to hear it. Says even Tory himself would say that Kelsey didn't shoot Megan. What does that have to do? This nigga wasn't trying to make this whole case federal. And at the end of the day, you know who he was really fucking with. You can see who he's really fucking with at the end of the day. Another one says Tory Lanez must think everybody's stupid. He gets stabbed, and then his lawyers just all of a sudden got a bombshell of new evidence. If that was the situation that happened that night, what are we talking about? So for all of these people to be complicit in the stuff that has been going on, I mean, it's just crazy. It's really just crazy. So let's get into a little bit of this article and see what it says as we read into the full article here. So let's get into this real quick. So as I said, Megan attorney, she said whatever she said about it. He got convicted in the court of law, basically chucked it up to chance. But I can't absolve her too much because you were complicit in all of these backroom deals, all of these shady dealings. You seen evidence go missing. We seen Kelsey not be tested, and and for DNA and all kind of weird shit going on that you seen happening, and you could have had the opportunity to say, you know what, it's too much weird shit going on here, and when shit hits the fan, I'm not going to be the one that was involved. You had plenty of time to say that, and shit is starting to hit the fan, if you ask me. Since Tory Lanez attorney claims that Kelsey Harris' bodyguard has come forward and revealed that he heard Kelsey admitting to shooting Megan Thee Stallion in 2020. On Wednesday, Lane's legal team, Unite the People, hosted a press conference, and that's what we just watched there. It said in October 2020, Tory Lanez was charged with felony assault and a semi-automatic firearm in connection to Megan Thee Stallion being shot in Los Angeles. According to Megan Thee Stallion and police, the trio got into an argument in an SUV after leaving a party at Kylie Jenner's house. The resulting kerfuffle resulted in Tory pulling out a gun and shooting Megan Thee Stallion, allegedly. During the trial, Megan testified that Tory shot her in the foot, yelling, "Dance, bitch." I mean, just think about all the details. The dance, bitch. Oh, he was just mad because I told him his music was trash, so he shot me. These bitches are some evil bitches. And I'm trying to save my judgment. I'm trying to hold back my judgment on the whole Halle Bailey situation, because we got updates with that too. And as you see, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Brent Fires, he's finally come out, posted up with his shorty, with his new shorty. He says, "What's good, DDG?" Even with that, even with this situation, another Rock Nation backed artist trying to pull these vague statements and, oh, this happened, that happened, using all of this vagueness and all of this weirdness to where you can't necessarily tell what's going on or what went down, what truly went down with how things were being described. You can't really tell. And it doesn't really make sense at all. You have to really read between the lines in what some of these people are saying, because they know how to dramatize things and make them seem way bigger than what they are. And even with this situation, as I said, you know, with both of these situations, you have men who are not, well, in Tory's case, at this point, I don't know what the fuck he did, but you have men who are not completely, you know, they're not saints, you know what I'm saying? They're not absolved of or beyond doing things that are questionable or making mistakes. But you have them dealing with these women who will take these situations and use it to their benefit. Now, I don't know if this is an ego thing for Megan Thee Stallion and Halle Bailey. I don't know if this is a ego thing, but it's really like, what do you have to gain? What do you have to gain? In Haley's case, what do you have to gain from separating a person who wants to be a father, a willing black father, away from his kid? And the update with her is she is now seeking sole custody. She's seeking sole custody of her and DDG's child, and only wants to be allowed to give him 6 hours a week, I believe it was 6 hours a week to see him, of supervised visits, and he can't leave LA with him. So she's taking this shit to the max. She's acting like the way she's acting, you would think DDG was over here putting foot in her ass every goddamn day or every other day. So that's how she's treating this. That's how she's treating it. So, with these situations and all of these things popping up, it's kind of weird. And it's something needs to be done. Even with the situation, you got Lil Wayne's fiance or ex-fiance coming out and saying these weird things. And I'm pretty sure we'll probably see something soon about that stuff soon too. This DDG case is going to go to a higher court, so I'm sure we'll be seeing something as well about that. But this whole situation regarding us just blindly believing all black women or women in general just because it's starting to become crazy out here. The fact that you are guilty until proven guilty, because let's just be honest, there's still going to be a crowd of women or crowd of people, that certain demographic, who are still going to believe you guilty even if it is proven that you're not. And I said this while the trial was going on right here in the Doja Room. I said this shit. I said, even if Tory Lanez is proven innocent, they're still going to call for his death. They still going to call for his head. They still going to want him to suffer. We're talking about evil fucking people who don't have love in their lives, who just sit here and meddle in the lives of people like a DDG. They meddle in the lives of people like, a Meg Thee Stallion, and they push and uplift everything she represents, which is complete degeneracy. And, anything that has to do with a man, especially a black man, they're ready to kill you. They're ready to tear you down. They're ready to bury you, slander you, make up lies. They don't care. I've seen the people say, let's make up lies. Let's make up messages. Even with the messages I was looking at, in this situation with Holly Bailey, the messages that she was saying, that she put forth. And I can pull some of this up. It'll be worthwhile to maybe pull some of this up. But the shit is crazy. The shit is really crazy. So she shared several documents. This is long, but I want to get to what she shared in the exhibits and what she, detailed what happened. So she says, I am the petitioner in this case. I have personal knowledge of the facts that I state below. And if I were to be called as a witness, I could competently testify to what I have written in this declaration. Exhibits referenced below are true and correct copies of the identified documents and are incorporated by reference at a place indicated by exhibit letter. So she said, I submit this declaration in support of my request for a domestic violence restraining order. Says Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. and I were involved in a romantic relationship for about 2 years, beginning in 2022 and ending in 2024. Our son Halo, Saint Granberry, was born on December 22, 2023. Throughout our relationship and continuing to date, Daryl has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. I'm seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse. It says Daryl is a professional YouTuber and Twitch blogger and rapper. Whenever he wishes to cause upset, he starts bad mouthing me to his several million fans. He claims I'm withholding our son and I am with other men. As a result, I then receive threats and hate on social media. He seems to try to set up drama for his fans. He goes live ranting about me and then alleges that I am keeping Halo from him. This is false. I have requested and set schedule with which he refuses. I'm also a public figure and am subject to public scrutiny and hate. As recently as this morning, May 13th, Daryl was giving an interview in Miami on TikTok about our son flipping the script, claiming he is getting hated on by his fans. To be clear, I do not go on social media discussing our relationship or any of our issues related to our son. Only he does that. He is the one who creates this frenzy with his and my fan bases, and he is now going online to continue talking about it, furthering the frenzy. This is not child-centered. I have asked him to stop this behavior. He continues. He gets paid for hits, and he creates hits and this creates hits for him. Our relationship ended in 2024 because Daryl's temper and lack of respect towards me. There have been numerous incidents of physical abuse even before Halo was born. He often calls me profanities, including bitch. He often called me evil. Since we broke up, we have had ongoing issues related to Daryl's last-minute demands to see Halo without any schedule. We will not commit to any regular visits or schedule for visit. He says he will not commit to any regular visits or schedule for visits. He demands Halo when it's convenient for Daryl only. I never know when I will get Halo back or where he will be. Based on my discussions with him and his mother, I am aware that Daryl leaves Halo with his mother most of the visits, and his mother cares for Halo. I want Daryl's family to be close to Halo, but I believe Daryl should be present instead of simply leaving Halo with his family for days. On January 18th, 2025, Daryl called and said he was coming over to get Halo, who was just 13 months at the time. Now, let me stop there because I think it's a little weird. If you guys are both celebrities, you guys are both away and can be away for, maybe weeks at a time, days at a time. I don't necessarily see the harm if the only way the grandmother is going to see the grandchild is if he has the grandchild. I mean, that it only makes sense that now, I mean, if he's going away and he's working just like you, I mean, you're about to go to Italy right now for 2 months. 2 months. Now, I'm sure if need be, if you needed to say, hey, I need to go away for 2 months, I need you to take the baby, I'm sure there wouldn't be an issue with that. I'm sure there wouldn't. Regardless of if the baby is sometimes with the grandmother or the baby is with him as the parent, he's not going to sit here and just be like, well, the fuck? I can't have the baby for that long. Like, it's not like, no, like, what is it really gives off that she thinks she has more rights or some type of you know what I'm saying? Like, she has more say so over what happens with the child and, how the child is handled, which is just, all of this shit just sounds weird. And it seems like a pattern in her behavior and the issues that they have, which is basically her wanting to dictate how the baby is handled, the time, the schedule, and this and that. And DDG is basically probably like, nigga, the fuck is you talking about? I'm going to have my child. He's going to be with me. I don't necessarily see why we have to have, you have him for this time and you have him for that time and this and that. Maybe that's what he doesn't want to, he doesn't really necessarily want to agree to, a schedule that necessarily probably won't fit him or fit his schedule. Because you got to realize, I don't think nothing about, you know, how she's been talking gives me the indication that she's trying to set up visitations in a way that would also work for him. Nothing about, you know, what she said in the past really tells me that. Even with her getting upset about, you know, him taking the child on stream and, you know, having him on Kai Cenat's stream, and I mean, basically just receiving gifts. It wasn't even really that serious, and you blowing up over that. Then you come back and realize that social media is not rocking with you for that. Nobody was rocking with you for that. Everybody is like, my nigga, you're being weird. Your own sister has Halo on all over her Instagram, doing whatever the fuck she wants, posting what she wants. Like, you're being weird. You're being weird. And so now I feel like with this, she feels like there has to be some type of justification. Now, as I said earlier today, I still think that whole altercation with them, it might have happened, but I don't think it happened in the way that she did. Number one, you didn't have to sit there and be in his car. I don't think she had to be there. Or if you're going to give him the child, just give him the child. If he doesn't want to necessarily talk and he wants to maybe talk while he's not necessarily in front of you or trying to leave, then just get out the way. But it seems like, even like I said, and when we pointed out where she said, you know, actually, and it's right here. She says, I repeatedly repeated him to stop calling me a bitch. I felt very nervous that he was taking Halo with him, and he was very agitated. I did not feel safe leaving a baby with him in this state. So I also wanted to know when he would bring Halo back, and he would not tell me. This argument escalated. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. No, ain't no next thing I knew. See, you said that you was nervous and you felt like, and on your own volition, that you determined, okay, you're not fit to drive with a baby because you're angry. I guess he was going to start fucking doing cartwheels and donuts in the fucking street because he seemed upset and something was going to happen to the child, I'm guessing. So what did you do to stop him? Let's start there. You see how females love to just leave out these key parts, and I don't play that shit. You're not about to just sit here and, oh, well, one thing led to another, and next thing, nah. See, at some point you felt that he wasn't fit to take his own child away and go on about his business without reporting all of this stuff to you. Which, cool, y'all can communicate and I guess whatever, but it obviously wasn't about to happen at that point in time. So instead of you just backing off and letting him leave, you did something to where now, quote unquote, things got physical between us. Because note, she didn't just say, after he told me to get out the car, he walked over to me and he grabbed me and this and that. Notice how she leaves out everything she did after the point she determined that he was no longer fit to take her baby. These are the games that you guys got to realize that these females play. This is why you have to be meticulous when you're going over details, when you're recalling things, because at any point, a female can snap and just flip the script on you, and it is what she says. So when she wants to go and report on you, when she wants to go tell the world about you, it's going to be what she says. And the only thing you're left to do is fight through it. The only thing you're left to do is fight through it. Fight through lies, slander. Fight through people dragging your name through the mud because they've already determined that you're this thing and everything and more. So when they do this, they don't realize the type of position they put you in. They don't realize the type of position they put men in when you sit here and you dramatize things and you make things seem like they're way bigger than they are. And then you sit there and completely leave out everything that led into you guys getting physical. Because she, as you can read and as you can see, and we pointed it out earlier, she magically, unless she was strapping Halo in the passenger seat right next to him, she magically appeared at the steering wheel. As I said, that tells me that this man was trying to leave, and you made your way from the car seat to the steering wheel to physically stop him. That's what that sounds like to me. Now, what happened in that struggle, I don't know. But like some ladies are even coming out to say, where's the busted lip with the chipped tooth? How do you chip your tooth and there's no busted lip? The only thing that we have proof of is that he might have grabbed you very firmly by the arms and removed you, because that's all we have pictures of. So this is why I sit here and I read these things. I listen to the things that people say and the things that come out of people's mouths, because so easily can things be misconstrued, can things be flipped on their head. And in a situation like that can turn into this whole restraining order, and now you can only see your son for 6 hours during the week. Crazy shit. So it just tells me that this woman truly believed that, you know, she had way more power over the things that went on in their relationship. And as I said, this is the pretty much all we have as photo evidence. Bruises, of course. I'm guessing if he has grabbed her or done anything as well, but you can see bruises on him. There's documented evidence and pictures of bruises on him. So, you know, with him not coming out, with him always saying, oh, she hasn't done anything, there's nothing wrong, don't be mad at her, this and that. Nigga, you might as well just told the truth. And this is why I say they're going to call you a bitch ass nigga. They're going to call you corny. They're going to call you this, that, the third. My nigga, stand up for yourself and tell niggas what the fuck happened. Because when you don't say the real of what happened, then niggas just get to run with these narratives and say whatever the fuck and put whatever on your jacket that they want to put on there. Now, this is Exhibit 2. That another thing that they were kind of blowing out of proportion online, which I was like, okay, this is all it was. So he texts her, he says, me and Halo at the front door. Can you answer? If you're not home, just say that. So he's obviously trying to get in and drop his baby off and go on about his business once again. So this whole thing is, I guess it's a little petty, but it was kind of unneeded. You know what I'm saying? It was unneeded, but it wasn't that serious at the same time. He says, now I know what you've been doing, and sends her a picture of her bed. I don't know when I first heard this, why I thought that he had broke into her house and done some weird shit, and I don't know. But at the end of the day, and even as you can see in the evidence that she submitted, the man is just trying to drop his baby off. He's just trying to drop his baby off. So even here you can see, you know, where she's like, oh, he breaks into my home and he's sending me pictures of my bed. And it just sounds, the way she presents it, it sounds weird. But in her own photo evidence, it's like, oh, well, like, okay. It's not that serious. Like, it wasn't there. It wasn't really that serious. I guess this is Exhibit 3. This is the her getting the contact for the domestic violence department. I'm guessing is what we got here. Exhibit 4 are travel agreements. And this is between DDG's mother, his parental grandmother, with travel of Halo from the, like, and it's like, why do y'all have to do this? Is why y'all niggas is arguing and beefing and shit like that. Because why does she have to do all of this? Get agreements and sign paperwork and just treating your son's other half of his family like they're fucking fans or some shit. They gotta go through and sign and do paperwork and this. It's weird. It's fucking weird. This is more text message. She says, I'm back at the end of the month. He misses you too. She says, yay, that's not too long. She says, hi, I just wanted to keep you in the loop. We will be back on the 11th now. Haven't heard about Moo getting Halo later this week, as we lightly talked about before. If he will be in town, would you like to get him the 27th and return him the 4th? Otherwise, I can keep him until we're back. But I just wanted to let you know he'll be back the 11th. She says, okay, I'll double check with him and let you know. He says, hi, I forgot to text you. He said that he will wait until you get back to get him. And then, okay, seems like they have a pretty good relationship. And here she's put in exhibits of the fans attacking her, I'm guessing, in what she had to experience online, I'm guessing. And here she has even more video or photo evidence of text messages from DDG sending her the article about Brent Fires. And I thought this little bit was pretty interesting, because when we go back here, let's scroll on back up here real quick. Let me just make it a little faster, but let's scroll on back up here. It was very interesting to me that I seen this. She says, then on May 5th, the night of the Met Gala, Daryl started up online again. He went live and says that I was keeping Halo's son from him. And then he created a firestorm of media around freeing Halo from me. And I don't think that's what it was. And the fact that she's taking it and like phrasing it like that, like, oh, they want to free Halo from me. Like, bitch, why are you being so fucking dramatic? They just want you to stop doing the petty shit that you're doing. Fuck are you talking about? So she says, his fans then began accusing me of refusing to share Halo and being out partying with other men. Given the fact that Daryl's mother and I had texted about my whereabouts a week prior, and Daryl did not wish to see Halo after his last visit, the timing of his Twitch post was intended to ruin my night, which it did. I could not concentrate or be present at the Met Gala. I was worried about the situation again. Every time this happens, I feel scared, anxious about, and worry about Halo's safety as well as my own. I have noticed a pattern of Daryl doing this when I have events related to my career, although I'm trying to work hard to provide for my son. She says, likewise, the weekend of Mother's Day, 9/11, I left New Jersey with Halo and went on a short vacation with my sister. And this is what I'm talking about right here. It says, Daryl again accused me of being with other men and posting about my relationship with other men. A true and correct copy of social media posts began texting me. As always, this caused me great distress, and I even texted him hoping he would stop. She says, Daryl, are you not tired of harassing me? You make up a new lie on me every day. I'm in St. Lucia having fun with Shermay and Chloe. And Brent Fires. Not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. But bitch, we're not fucking blind. I have Halo. I told your mom I was gonna be with my sister last week. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon. Cool. All that's cool. I don't know if how those text messages exactly lead up, but it's just like, I hate when women sit here and they act like you have no reason to be upset. Like, bitch, what are you lying for? Like, no, you sat here and told me that I couldn't have my son around this, that, the third. You made this whole big deal about my son being around me, or tried to make it seem like I had him around women or whatever. And here you are, laid out on the beach, you, him, Chloe, Brent Fires, and whoever. Because we're not fucking blind. We saw the shit. Everybody seen it. We all seen it. Nigga, do you really want us to believe that Brent Fires wasn't there? But y'all did. But magically he posted a picture of you guys together today, 7 hours ago. But you want us to believe that he wasn't with you. He was just magically in the same location somewhere, but y'all did. Okay, cool. This makes me, as I said, when I see things like this, and it's like when I see people go out their way to just lie and just tell a lie, it gives me that Meg the Stallion. I'm getting flashbacks, because it's like, okay, what the fuck are you lying for? Like, you a grown ass woman. You moved on. You went Brett Fires. Cool. That's all right. Cool. What are you lying for though? Why are you trying to paint this picture as, oh my God, I would never do that. I'm sitting here, I'm just trying to enjoy my Mother's Day in peace, and you're trying to disrupt that. And it makes me feel like you are just a professional, just know how to manipulate the situation in your favor. And you know how to gaslight this nigga. This is this whole text message is straight gaslight fest. Because it's like, bitch, do you really want me to believe that y'all niggas are sitting here in St. Lucia at the same time, but y'all not together? Oh, y'all are seeing each other, and y'all just happen to bump into each other in St. Lucia. What the fuck are you talking about, Haley? What the fuck are you talking about? See, when motherfuckers just be lying for no fucking reason, that's where I just be like, Now, well, what is this really about? Because why are you lying? What are you lying for? And on top of that, you're backed by Rock Nation. So I already feel like there's some weird shit going on. So I don't know, guys. It really, like, that whole situation this whole situation is just weird to me. It's just weird. Because when I see stuff like that, and I see you trying to, like, take these little inklings and little situations to blow them up or gaslight people or do whatever, it's like, look at these fucking photos. You niggas are clearly in the same fucking, like, what are you talking about? And then him, what's the nigga's name? Brent Fires posting what he posted today doesn't really help your case, doesn't make things any better. It doesn't make things any better. So, but it is what it is. I just wanted to come in and report this breaking news on these two guys, as these two stories continue to develop and we continue to get more information about these situations. And yeah, just because it seems like this has just been a rapid fire week, and, trying to keep up with this stuff and the Diddy stuff that's going on every day, and, trying to keep up with all the details happening in trial. It's a lot going on in hip hop this week. So this is why we've been having so much to post about and so much to record and so many videos coming out. I'm trying to keep with everything and keep these updates coming to you guys as much as possible. Okay. So to all my stoners, hippies, and hip hop enthusiasts, I appreciate you for stopping into the Doja Room. I'm your boy, Dope Boy Diesel, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow to cover day 3 of the Diddy trial. All right. We're out.
Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off.